Hey friends, it's Emily with burlapkitchen.com, and today we're going to do something really cute with the Dollar Tree truck. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut that little bottom piece off. I tried to use my Fiskar scissors, but I couldn't get in there with the tires, so a box cutter worked great. Then I'm going to take a sanding block over the top of it just to scuff it up, and then I'm going to paint it with some Waverly moss green chalk paint. It's my favorite color. I've been using it on everything this fall. So you're going to need 2 coats of paint, and the reason I scuff it up with sandpaper before painting is it just allows the paint to stick a little bit better. So I'm going to give it another dry. Then I'm going to come in with the giant jumbo popsicle sticks. These are, I think, the biggest ones they have. And I'm going to cut them down to size. And then I have these little fall letters. Now these came from a little store we found over the weekend. I think it was called the Christmas store. So I'm not sure, maybe Dollar Tree, you could find something like that at Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby. So we're going to stain both the popsicle sticks and the little fall letters. And I did have to get a paintbrush to get in the center there around the A and also with the F. So we're just going to put some stain on. I just wipe it on with an old rag and then I wipe it off. Make sure you always stain in a well-ventilated area and make sure to wear gloves because it will stain your hands pretty good. So I'm just going to finish wiping these off, and then I'm going to make sure they are nice and dry. I recommend staining the night before too. And then I'm going to come in with some black paint here for the tires. I believe the color I'm using is Pavement from Apple Barrel. And then I'm going to give it a quick dry, and then I'm going to go in with a second coat to kind of darken it up a little bit and give it a nice dry. So now I'm going to take some white chalk paint, and I'm going to paint over top of the little popsicle sticks. And the reason, or I guess they're jumbo popsicle sticks, the reason I stain and then paint is because I like when I go to sand, the dark and the light and the white wood all coming through at the same time. It just adds more character to it, in my opinion. So you can kind of see, I tried to zoom that in a little bit for you to see, but I did it a little too quick. But you can kind of see the dark in there. And I just sanded both of those, and then we are going to lay our letters out, and I want that L to go over top where the 2 pieces of wood meet. So I just held that down and measured it and cut it. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue these popsicle sticks down. And I'm going to draw a little window on here. We're going to put the fall on in a minute, but I wanted a little window up here, and the sanding block was the perfect size for that, so I just traced that. And I actually did get crooked, so I had to fix it. But that was just the perfect shape for this. So then I'm going to come in with the Apple Barrel Antique White, and that's what I'm using to draw the little window on. And I did need 2 coats of that. Make sure to dry in between each coat. So I'm going to add a little more and come in here with my second coat and try to even those lines up a little bit. I'm not too super worried about them, but I do want them a little bit better than what they were. So I'm going to give it a nice dry. Then I'm going to come down and glue my letters on. I always like to start with the first and last letter and then fill in. It just helps me to get my spacing more even. So I'm just going to glue those down. And then I'm going to come in with some flowers. And I believe these flowers came from Walmart. That's where I've been getting most of my flowers lately this fall. So I heard before that when you do embellishments and do flowers, you should do them in groups of 3 or uneven numbers. So I'm going to do them in groups of 3. So I'm just gluing everything down in place the way that I want it, just using my wire cutters to cut them off the stem. And I'm just gluing it around. And you did have to cut these flowers pretty close to the base, and sometimes they did kind of fall apart, so you just had to keep gluing. Then I had this pumpkin that was on one of them. I'm just going to cut it in half, and if you don't have enough stems for it, just cut one of the brown wires from another floral and use that as a stem. That's what I did on my third one that you'll see me do later. So I'm just going to glue these pumpkins in place. I thought about painting them orange, but then I thought that might have been too much with the other orange flowers, so let me know what you guys think. I don't know. Looking at it now, maybe I should have painted it orange. I don't know. I couldn't decide. I just couldn't decide. So let me know what you guys think. So then I had these 2 leaves. I put one up top and one down on the bottom. And I'm just going to glue those in place where I want them. See how they're kind of diagonal. I just wanted it to look like a truck full of all kinds of fall goodies. So I stuffed some Spanish moss in there, and then there's that third pumpkin I decided to add in the middle. And then I'm going to take some wire, and you'll see here, I kind of messed up a little bit. I was going to make this a little bit longer and kind of curly at the top, but after doing that, I just didn't think it looked right on this project. So I did shorten it up, and I saved that wire for another project. And you guys won't see this here in this video, but after I got everything done, I decided it needed a raffia bow, which I added up in the corner. You can see it right there. So for more fun ideas just like this one, please visit burlapkitchen.com. Thank you.